Good morning, good afternoon. Since there's not much to do today and there's no reason to go outside, we're going to build a computer today. So this is going to be a very long stream, and I need to get the chat up here in a second. Hello, hello. Testing the audio, testing the audio. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm in the other room right now. Just testing the audio, seeing if you can hear me. Test audio. Test the audio loud and clear. Excellent. Wonderful. I'll be using a lavalier microphone for this. And let's see if my Fire tablet has enough juice in it to just run the chat for this, because I'm going to need a monitor while we do this so you guys can see me. Chat will hopefully be here on the little tablet, so I'll be able to keep an eye on what the chat's doing. I have a whole pile of stuff in the other room, and I'm listening to Vaporwave on the TV. I finally have a TV now. Okay, got full battery on this. Hope everybody's doing okay. Everybody here on the East Coast, hope you're digging out those N95 masks. Looks like we'll need them for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I'll be seeing everybody at Radwood, Philly. We'll see if this... Oh, do I seriously not have YouTube on this thing? What? Seriously don't have the YouTube app on this tablet? Guess I don't. Alright. Well, I don't have the patience for that. Put that on at some future date. I'll just use the phone for that. Phone will probably drain its battery faster than the tablet will. Jess Kunt said, oh yeah, it's Blade Runner outside. Yeah, it totally is Blade Runner outside. I don't feel so bad because the galaxy is already getting its wrap right now. So it's not like I'm missing anything. I wouldn't be driving around in a convertible anyway today. No hikers called me. I guess wherever the hikers are, they're all found hotels or hopefully got out of outside. Let's get my phone going here. Get the chat going. So I can see the chat going. Very good. If I pause the chat, does it pause the... Nope. No, it doesn't. It doesn't pause the... If I pause the video, it doesn't pause the stream. You couldn't get YouTube on a Fire tablet for the longest time because they had a thing between Amazon and Google. Oh, okay. I'm going to need a different shirt just to clip this lavalier to it. Frozen camera. Oh, do we have a frozen camera? Is the camera really frozen? No, frozen camera. That sucks. Frozen camera. All right, can you guys still hear me? Camera says it's on. Camera is an ice block. Oh man. All right. Same Windows phone. Okay, so you can hear me, but you can't see me. Okay. Have you tried unplugging it, plugging it back in again? Plug the camera back in there. Turn off the camera. Turn the camera back on again. It's still frozen. Let's delete it from OBS. Are you sure you want to remove it? Yes. So let's add video capture device. Elgato Facecam, okay. There, it's back. Shrink it down, move it over, shrink it down, move it over, like that. Okay. That looks good. Can you see me? We're doing good. We're doing good. You should do a regular review of the computer you build. Okay. Let me get a, I don't need this hoodie anymore. Let me just get one of my regular checkered shirts. Neat thing about having a lavalier mic is I can go anywhere in the house now. It's just one of those cheap Amazon ones that kind of peaks all over the place and it's not as good as the Rode mics, and I have the Rode mics in my Amazon cart. I'll be getting them eventually. I did a lot of shuttling yesterday. Looks like I won't be doing any today. I still have one THC pill left over from Jess like a year or so ago. I wonder if I should take it today. Today seems like a good day to just get high and listen to music. Okay. Got the mic clipped to me. Wonder if it should be higher up. So, hello. Tech Fluttery says not right now. After the build, reward it for a job done. Okay. So let's get started with the very basics. And do you think we should start with the case or start with the motherboard? It's been 8 years since I built a computer. Or both. Start with both the case and the motherboard. Heat sinks certainly have gotten bigger since then. They're saying motherboard. I've been vaping trees. Let's do it. Well, Brian, I put the motherboard together and then put it in the case. Okay. All right, sounds good. Start with the motherboard. You know, I at least want to get the case ready, right? Right. I need to restart my stream and see if I can still see myself. There I am. Okay. Make sure to put the I/O shield in the case. I don't know what the I/O shield is. Isn't the Linus method to drop it in first and then put the CPU on it? Not sure. Let's make some space here. I suppose I can move the camera a little bit. better position, move it more toward the up a little bit, up and over. Try to put as many things on the motherboard before screwing it into the case. Okay. Some motherboards have the I/O shield pre-installed, so it's not a worrisome deal. The I/O shield is the thing that cuts your hands and covers the holes between the ports on the back of the motherboard. Oh, that? Yeah, I've never put an I/O shield on any of the computers I've ever built. Yeah, that little bezel thing. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. I just want to get a box cutter. I know you said motherboard, but I at least want to get all the stuff out of the computer, out of the case. So we can start with that. Or at least get an idea how this is going in before we put it in. All of this stuff came from Micro Center down there, Philly. I guess that's kind of near King of Prussia, kind of, sort of. This is a Fractal Designs Meshify C. Clang. Can't get it out of the box. Why didn't I have someone to help me take things out of boxes? Brrr. The box wants to come with it. Rawr. Ah. Pierogi Dad, flip it upside down on the table, then lift the box, legs in between the box. That'll do, attaboy. Wonder if this case is physically smaller than my old Fractal Designs. Imagine a boomer building a PC. Where's my torque wrench? I need to call Geek Squad. Could it be it's a modern mid-tower instead of a full tower? Could be. Builder's guide, accessory box contents, thumb screws, side screws, rear screw for the power supply. Power supply goes down there. Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, do you want to put the power supply in first and then put the motherboard in? Or motherboard in and then power supply? Yeah, the manual says you start with the motherboard, then put the I/O shield in. Yeah, they want you to put the power supply in before you do anything. Did you talk to the Micro Center elves while you were there to verify fitment? No, no, I didn't. Well, is the power supply modular? Again, don't know what that means. I'm going to need a don't lose it jar, which is a jar you put every single bit of nut bolt into so they don't go walking away. My don't lose it jars are all my olive jars and the martinis I always drink. Brine. Okay, screws for the little acrylic sides are coming off. Oh, interesting. It doesn't slide back. It just directly comes off. Interesting. Okay, that's going back on the couch. And then the don't see it side. Are these captured screws? Are they permanently attached to the rear case? Indeed they are. Look at that. Never seen that before. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Says, congrats on the team up with, well, there's your problem. They're great. Yeah, hopefully in September sometime. Modular has a lot of plugs on it instead of permanently attached cables. I see. So I think the answer is yes, it's modular. So here's our keep everything tidy covers. I'm certainly not the tidiest PC builder in the world. And this back here is the cover for the power supply. Fractal exclusively uses captive screws in their cases. Interesting. Mr. Headcrab says Fractal really has great designs. Splurged on Torrent myself. Okay. So it looks like we got one exhaust fan, one intake fan, nothing on top. We've got two USBs on top, which is a step down from the 4 USBs I've had on my old case. Now, before I fill this thing up with weight, how do I, hardware, how do I get the air filter off? Okay, there's the screen for the bottom of the case. Now, how about the screen for the top of the case? Ah, the screen for the top of the case is magnetic. That's convenient. Now, the front of the case does have a mesh screen on it, but how do you get to it? Do you have to take the bottom off and then the top off? Don't worry about the front. It's sealed by plastic pegs. Is it? Is it really? Attention, in the event of having received a faulty product, before returning the product, please contact your reseller. Okay, remove PSU shroud plate. Remove or relocate the bottom 3x5 drive cage. Okay, so to get at the intake, no, this is just options for the dust maintenance. Okay. So it comes off the bottom, it pops off the bottom, but how? How does the front of this case pop off? That's not it. That's not it. You can just put it all together extremely carefully, right? But that's not what we're doing right now. We have to figure out how to get the front dust cover off to clean it in a few months. All right, because this is what it says to do. It says to pop the front dust cover off the bottom, but it doesn't say how. I don't see a provision for a screwdriver. I need a flashlight. I need a flashlight, and also I eventually going to need a screwdriver. So let's get that in the meantime. Also need a glass of water. I'm drinking espresso and eating cheesecake thanks to thanks to Jim and John. Gave me one of their cheesesteaks. Okay, see nothing there. I see no releases up here. Gonna do a little bit of prying. That's a lot of torque. That's a lot of torque there, and a lot of torque there. Odd, I'm getting muted. Good luck with the build. How the Hound says, I'm a fur that works in IT. I know what I'm talking about. Pull it off from the bottom, my man. Grab it from the bottom and pull. Yeah, pull in which direction? Yeah, but there's no place for your fingertips to get under there. So what are we doing here? Wow, that is a lot of torque I'm putting on this. Are you really sure you're supposed to pull this thing from the bottom? Got the bottom one off. I am missing something critical here, how they think they're gonna pop the front dust cover off. I'm looking for any clues in here to see what on earth they thought I'm supposed to do to pop this front dust cover off. All right, I see some sort of latch under here. Nope, now I don't see it anymore. Do they want the whole front? Okay. They want the whole front faceplate to come off. I don't like this design. This is a terrible, terrible design. Because now you're putting stress right here on all your wires. How did they? There's no. Is that it? Is that the slide out? I see no separation between this case and that foam dust shield. I see two little fasteners holding on the Fractal Designs logo. Brian is in dad mode. They put the front I/O behind the front panel in their later cases, very much in dad mode, because it's all in one piece. Right. But in very dad mode, we're looking at this picture, and it says it's supposed to grab it from the bottom, right? This. Michael says you can, but it's not recommended. It's a budget case. No. All right, so what I'm hearing then is that the front of the computer, the intake is just going to fill with dust and there's nothing you can do about it? There's no way to clean that foam rubber dust shield in there? Even though the manual says you're supposed to be able to pop it off? Is that what you're saying? Because it's all in one piece, your intake is on the top of the case. That's the filter you will clean most often. All right, okay. I'll try to blow it out the best I can in the future. Not impressed. Because the older one had one that pulls out this way and pulls out this way. So, okay, first negative review on this case. From my experience toward Meshify C1, the Meshify C gets the most dusty. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for bringing bad news. Bad news, Bob, there. Here comes our power supply. According to the manual, we're going to start with our power supply. Yeah, without an intake fan on the front of it, it's not actively going to be pulling much dust. Except it does have an intake fan on the front of it, so it will be pulling dust. Uh-oh. Michael said never had an issue with it. Hi, Mr. Regular says, Eric, nice yellow shirt. Thank you. This is our power supply. Corsair, love it, hate it. But they're always in stock, aren't they? This is an RM850. So to answer your questions, a bunch of zip ties. Thank you very much. Time to throw out 1,000,000 zip ties. Boomers use old laptops, not PCs. That's true. You know, you can just take it anywhere. You can take it on the plane if you need to do work on the plane. Lots and lots of cables. I don't suppose there's a way I can something mug designs or suggest in future giveaways. I don't think there is. Burnash just pretty much uses a catchphrase from the video. Michael says that's a modular PCU. Corsair RM850. Max power, total power 850 watts. There. Can't count how many times I put these things in upside down. Cable management OCD starting now. I know, right? It's exactly what I'm thinking too. Like, damn, that's a lot of cables. Okay, how am I going to make this super neat? Can you give me a quick rundown on what you're installing? Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, Radeon, etc. Okay. The motherboard is a RDG Stera 8650EF. So this is an AMD Ryzen socket AM5. Video card will be a GeForce 3060. Windows 11, shut up. Main hard drive will be a 2 terabyte solid state. RAM, we will have 62 gigabytes of DDR5. CPU is a AMD 7700. How many cores is this? 8 core, 5.4 gigahertz. Oh, max boost. Okay, 4.5 gigahertz base. Jacob Jabin says, can you give me a quick rundown? The only thing to keep in mind, the orientation of the power supply fan relative to the case mesh. I have an older version of that motherboard, been pretty good. RAM Ranch, I don't know what that means. Hud the Hound says cooking. Get out. So where were we? Oh yeah, orientation of the fan. Now if I remember correctly, you want the fan on these things to pull from the bottom or to pull from the top? Someone's about to correct me. You pull from the bottom or pull from the top? From the bottom. Okay then. So, is there a caddy I was supposed to pull out of this thing? That's going to be an interesting thing. You try to grab the top of this PC and the dust shield immediately flies off in your hand. So for now, we're going to keep that off. Do you think a cooler for that CPU is AM5 compatible? Oh, I don't think the new Ryzen 7 units come with one. I just went by Micro Center's. This is an AK400 performance. Yeah, compatibility, Intel, blah, 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 AMD, AM5, AM4. There you go. So the manual said that you put the shield on the power supply and then slide it in. Of course, that doesn't work. Awesome. Oh, we get 3 out of 4 here, don't we? Oh boy, good. Something to clean my glasses. I need a box dedicated to peripherals I'm probably not going to use. More zip ties. Awesome. Got to get IKEA here in a minute and figure out which screw they wanted. I remember building computers back in the day. It was all just one type of screw that did everything. Power supply screw. So you get 4 of those. Unless that's it. Power supply. It is these. With the zip ties. More zip ties. Wait, this one says power supply. It is the same screw. Certainly look like it. Oh, right, because one came from the power supply box and the other one came from Fractal Designs. Hud the Hound says, I remembered it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Yeah. I remember my old computer in college, it had all types of mismatched screws on there. I've started editing the Crazy Taxi video. Crazy Taxi video introduces the Galaxy, and I'm not completely done filming it yet. The next thing I have to film is to go back to the wrap shop, because it's getting now. But I don't think I'm going to be out there for a few more days. Probably I'll go out there Friday. So I have to take my parents to the airport. So I'm going to be out near the wrap shop anyway. By that I mean MDT. I'm using a laptop right now, and I assure you I ain't no boomer. Okay, so people are just talking to themselves. Okay, there's our little box for our power supply. Now we align our captured screws. Now we align our captured screws. One's in. The other's in. Good, good. Okay. What's next? What's next is that we put the case aside and get started on the motherboard. Baggie we don't need. I need some more music in the background for me, but hopefully not big enough to, or loud enough that it'll pop the copyright algorithm. What's the time in Pennsylvania? It's 1:21 in the afternoon. Older Macs still run powerful and still get security updates. Jess Kunch. Hello, Jess. Oh, the Planet Fitness Black Card. You can just go to Planet Fitness and just don't do any heavy lifting and don't make any noise and kind of do some, I don't know, they're kind of exercises, I guess. Can't scratch your nuts in front of everybody because we're Planet Fitness. So, it's time for the real deal. And that is the Mobo. It's been a long time since I had an AMD computer. I was all about AMD in the 2000s. And here we are again. Okay. We got cables galore. What do we have here? Okay, this is a little Wi-Fi antenna. This is thermal pad. Replace the damaged thermal pad with this on the M2 heatsink. Interesting. Thermal pad. I always use thermal paste. Is this something I'm seeing for the first time? A thermal pad? I have what looks like little buffers. This is for my SATA, which will eventually go in there. What's this little screw for? I don't know what it is. It's a screw with a little clip on it. Zip ties, thank you. Your third channel is called regular PC builds. Oh boy, I get a whole bunch of stickers. Trash. I'll put a sticker on something if you're paying me, but I paid for this. Asus web storage. What do I get? Free web storage? We offer you not only storage space, but many value-added features with the high whatever. Okay. Tell me what the connector pin does. That's a quick reference. The pad seems to be a replacement for one for the solid state drive. Is technically optional. The Windows sticker went in on my toilet. Nice. So this is the B650E. B650EF. B650E. Really? Okay, so what is the... Okay. Oh, time for a dad moment. It says it's the B650E, but when I look in the manual, it says B650EF. What are they trying to tell me? Oh, here it is, B650EF gaming Wi-Fi. Oh no, they all say B650EF, so which one's the real one? Motherboard can support a total of 128 gigabytes, so probably in the future we're going to do that. Double the RAM. Connectors are shared bandwidth, blah, 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 blah. The only thing that's new to me is the hard drive. This is new to me, a solid state hard drive. I mean, that's clips into the motherboard, not one that rests in a drive bay somewhere. Recommended memory configurations. Okay, so if you just have two, you stagger them so heat gets out. Fan locations. Okay. Power connectors, right. M2 slots. M2 slots install M2 devices such as M2 socket. So the one right near the video card, that's where you put your first one. Your serial ATA ports, got them. Not as bad as New York, though. People were talking about the smoke. I don't really put stickers on my car. I think my car itself should just be car. The CMOS heater allows you to clear real-time header. Over voltage jumper, front panel audio, header. Yeah, they say open the case. And then open your case and then put the CPU on top of it. Sometimes I feel I should be wearing gloves for this. I'm at least going to wash my hands or put some, wash your hands. Just soap and water. Wash your hands and degauss yourself. I remember the degauss switch on old CRT displays. It's got so many covers on it. This is my first motherboard where they just have covers on stuff. It's fascinating. Where it's not all exposed. Case fan, header. Okay, those are my USBs for the top. Case fan 2. Case fan 1. Where's my socket for the PC? For the CPU fan. CPU fan. LGA 178. What is that? ATX power. Easy. USB 3. USB 2. Huh. Those are all my SATAs in the back. Case fan 3. So we only have 2 case fans. Republic of gamers, as if you're your own organized state with a civilized population, civilized society. Why are people getting so excited for the new Prius when it just looks like a blobmobile? I guess it's because it's the best looking blobmobiles out of all the blobmobiles. I remember wearing a grounding strap that clipped to the case so I wouldn't zap a chip. Just make sure you ground yourself occasionally and moisturize. Okay, there, that's my heater for the house. That goes right into the ground. Republic of Bran. Tom P makes a very nice Simpsons reference there. So where is the CPU? Where is, did we get it up there? Okay, that's CPU fan on top. All right. Let's open our CPU cover. And then you need to pop this guy off. All right. No, you're supposed to do that after. Whatever. Time for the CPU. I think it looks like computer mouse, but at least a pleasant one. Something, yeah. A pleasant computer mouse for someone who doesn't play video games.
Oh, that looks nice.
Installation instructions, thank you. And a little sticker that I'm not going to use. Where's my corner? There's my corner. I'm saying the Prius does look like a computer mouse. In you go. Case on top. And locked in. 2. We're going to need our thermal paste for you in a minute. But I want to get everything on there before I put that big chunky fan on top. It's funny, the manual says don't use a it doesn't have a little picture of thermal paste, but you and I know better. So, before we get into the RAM, I want to figure out how to put this solid state drive in here. Cooling block usually has a plate, has pre-applied ones. Interesting. Well, they say put the memory in there first. Kind of hesitant to do that because I have gesturing hands and I don't want to oops hit it. Looks like some rocket science to me. So take off the cover. To install your M2 in your M2 slot, steps may differ. Rotate and adjust the M2 latch. Okay. Optional. Install the M2 rubber pad if you are installing a single-sided M2 storage device. Do not install the bundled M2 rubber pads if you are installing a double-sided M2 device. The rubber pads issued by default is compatible with double-sided M2 storage devices. Interesting. So the pads go there. Huh. Well, that is something I've never seen before. And my screwdriver is too big. Okay. Put it in at an angle. The M2 port's under the heat sinks, which usually between the PCI slots. I need a smaller screwdriver. And all my screwdrivers are outside in the garage. I don't feel like going outside unless I have to, but it looks like we have to. All right. Okay, folks. I'm taking my microphone off, and I'll be going outside a little bit. I am going to find my mask, put it on, go out to the garage, come back. So I'll be back. I'm back. Mr. Busty says, what did I miss? Well, we're at the motherboard time, and we're at the point where I am putting my solid state hard drive in. M2 SSD prices are way down. Wildfire smoke mask. The surgical mask that we were all been wearing for the past, since 2020 is just fine. So this is the cover for my, what was that clip about? Okay, there it is. Oh, there's a pad on the bottom. Okay. And there's already a pad there. Interesting. Install a bundled MR2 if you're using a single-sided storage device. So I get to learn the difference between a single-sided storage device and a double-sided one. This is my solid-state drive. One hiker I picked up yesterday disappeared. He didn't want to ride back to the Eckville shelter. And then the woman he was with didn't know his name, where he was from, only that he was a southbound hiker and not a northbound hiker. So I had my gym time last night. Okay. So this does look like a single-sided device. It has a sticker on it. Do I take the sticker off or leave the sticker on? Guess you'll leave the sticker on. And since it only has a bumper on one side, I guess that fills the gap, huh? It says boss says leave the sticker on. Optional. If you are using a single-sided M2, do not install the rubber pads. Okay. So we are installing the rubber pads. Oh, there's my little risers for my motherboard. But where are those rubber pads? Rubber pads. Rocky Woo says, oh, tiny parts. Yes, lots of tiny parts. What do you think is simpler based on what you're doing now? Building a PC or cleaning a car? Oh, cleaning a car is simple. Cleaning a car you can do on a whim. When you say cleaning a car, I assume you mean cleaning the interior of the car. Or even if you're going to wash. Now, are you talking like a concourse level? I have a big expensive car and I have a little tiny wee-wee. And I care about paint and stuff. Well then, yeah, like where you have a Singer 911, then maybe that's more difficult than what I'm doing right now. Because if you have a Singer 911, then you need to have a whole clean facility, right? Okay, now we lock that guy in. Now we lock it in. Does it go all the way around? No, it just goes right there. Okay, our hard drive is in. And then we peel back what I guess is like a type of thermal paste on the heat sink for the hard drive. It's sticking to me, so that means I have static. He said carb is in carburetor. Oh! You see, there's a little heart-shaped symbol down in the corner, blocking the last word in comments that people say. My apologies. Cleaning a carb may be harder than this, because this has a manual to it. This has manuals upon manuals upon manuals, whereas a carb doesn't. And this is just, I mean, building a PC is just turning screws. Whereas cleaning a carb, you have to know about thermal expansion, because those are pieces of equipment that are 50, 60 years old. And like, okay, like this screw here holding this heatsink on, if I turn it half a turn back, I can just leave it like that for the life of the thing. I don't really have to torque it down. There it's torqued down. But if I back it off half a turn, nothing happens. You have some sort of adjustment screw in a carburetor, you back it off half a turn, your whole car doesn't run right. So yeah, cleaning a carb harder than this. It's the Cassandra says, cars take watching a how-to YouTube video. So our hard drive is in. Oh, phone's ringing. Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey, hi, Brian. I'm glad I caught you. American Airlines changed our flight.
Okay.
We were going to Paris on 30, here at the house.
Okay, changing that right now. Say again? So be at your house at go ahead. So be at your house at, okay. So be at your house at 11 a.m. Okay, 11 a.m. Be at parents' house, and departure is 1 p.m. Okay. All right. Good. Oh, no problem. Happy to do it. See you then. Yep. Bye. All right. That was my mom. I'm taking to the airport. Just a departure change. Had the frickin' BIOS so many times. The fun part with PCs is the operating system and software. Yeah. Hardware, not so bad. All right. So we got our hard drive in. Now what's next? We don't have any expansion cards. This thing comes with its own Wi-Fi adapter. Install the I/O shield. Oh, we didn't do RAM yet. Yeah, we didn't do RAM yet. I am going to be a bad streamer and I'm going to have a cough drop. Conrad Hyrie says, oh yeah, stuff and screwed badly. Accidentally overclocking RAM that shouldn't be overclocked. Well, that means you're going into BIOS and fucking with stuff, right? Why does my solid state hard drive need a manual? Look at the size of this manual for a solid state hard drive. What secrets could you have for me? Stickers. Download Magician software. Effortlessly elevate, accelerate, and ascend your drive performance. It's magic, but real. Drive health check, performance optimization, firmware update, data management. Available now. I had never known of a hard drive that needs a firmware update. What a time to be alive. Into the trash goes. Rocky says, I am wonder what this does kind of person. Took me forever to figure out that dumb mistake. Yep, fling that thing out the window. You do need to go into BIOS to what correct speed? To set the correct speed. The correct speed of what? A drive? Alright. Guess we're saving that manual then. Set the correct speed of my hard drive? Well, what is the correct speed of my hard drive? I've never known a hard drive that you can have different speeds on it. Sometimes the audio detect isn't even. Oh, they're talking about memory. Oh, okay. Well, select the correct speed of your memory. What are we doing? We're doing RAM. Looking to where it says what my speed. DDR5, 6000. You know what? Said I wasn't going to drink anything. But if we're just going to be back inside now, F that. Put that in the fridge. Later tonight after the gym. What's this? The BIOS will auto detect it, but you need to set the XMP profile. Well, do you think that mattered back in 2015 when I built my old computer? Well, I wonder if we can figure out. This is DDR5 6000. Trident Z5 Neo RGB. So you stagger them, right? What are they saying? Lightly drizzle classic Coke for high performance. Oh, look at that. Did they only click in the top? They used to click open in the top and the bottom, but now they only click down in the top. You don't know what you're getting. Man, that is snug. I don't want to press too hard. All right, double checking to make sure I'm not missing something. Interesting. Of all the things that came with a manual, it doesn't really need it. This one, I honestly could need it. BioSinglet says, I'm running. It'll run fine without setting XMP, but you'll leave a bit of performance on the table. It's like a single button click, and you get to the point where you can get into BIOS. Yeah, right. Okay. Being AMD, they might label as DOCP or EOCP, since XMP is the Intel version. Okay. Don't want to press too hard. I can't remember having RAM that was this hard to get in. Oftentimes clicks into place. Non-clicky side first with the RAM. Sometimes it works better if you put it in a little bit of an angle. Oh, there I heard. Oh, that is a lot of force on. There it goes. There's one. Opening clips first. Remembering the old PCR cards where you had to get injured to put them in. Okay. RAM's in. Now for the big old weight, which I may want to just mount the motherboard in first before putting this heatsink on. That's a big bracket. I can see why some people have gone to liquid cooling over air cooling. Look at the size of that thing. Wow. If you don't shed blood on your PC, get ready to start. This thing's huge. So I already see thermal paste on this. Okay. Okay. Do I want to put some on anyway? But if they got some already on there, already nicely spread, then I guess we don't have to do it. Wow, an entire case fan for a CPU. I remember the days when you didn't need a bracket. If it's pre-paste, get ready to rock. What do you mean get ready to rock? Is that a good or a bad thing? What comes pre-applied is plenty. Okay. So, is there something that mounts to the back that braces it? No? Certainly does look like it though. Oh, is that for Intel? You may have to remove a bracket that comes with your motherboard. Oh. Interesting. All right. It's nice that the X one says Intel. The other one doesn't. There should be a back plate on your motherboard. And when you say back plate, you mean the literal back of the motherboard, the part that you don't look at. Okay, so there's a square mount that I don't see. I just installed a cooler on an AMD system myself. You will need to pull off the front mounts, but leave the back plate around the CPU. Okay, by front mounts, I assume he means... Actually, you know what? I'm not sure I know what he means by front mounts. I have this square thing that doesn't seem to line up with anything in here. Complete design is right. You see 4 screws around the CPU socket. Yes, I do. They are hex bolts. I see. No, those are the ones that hold the thing in. I see 4 Phillips heads with little brackets on each side of them. The little black things around the CPU. Okay. So those come out. See, when I heard backplate, what I'm going to assume you mean is this guy. But, oh, black backplate AM5. Do I need to replace this backplate with something else? It looks like it fits in there perfectly. The little black things around the CPU. Okay. What CPU and GPU is going in this bad boy? That's not important right now. It's an AM2. That needs to stay. The thing that she showed you is the back plate that needs to stay in place. Okay. Intel and AMD. So I'm turning my manual to AMD. Okay. I remove the 2 bumpers, which thing look like bumpers, and I replace them with risers. So let's just start there. Removing what look like bumpers to me. What cooler did you get? I'd like to look at the manual online for a second. The cooler is AK400 series. The box says Deep Cool AK400. That is the CPU cooler. Did the video freeze? What motherboard is this? You know, I should really just change, so people keep asking the entire specs of everything. I should just change it over here on the computer. Just gonna go off the receipt. Video is fine for me, says Aaron. Okay. Manual doesn't, the seat doesn't help. Mobo, RDG, B65, 0E dash F. CPU is R1 AMD AMD RYZEN 7700. RAM 64 gigabytes of what? DDR5 6000, DDR5 6000. CPU cooler, be cool. AK400, AK400. GPU, RTX 3060, CPU RAM. Case, Fractal Designs, what? Meshify C. C. Solid hard drive. And that is 970 Evo. 970 Evo. Okay. And that can go up there. Good. Great. Thank you for waiting as I typed all that out. If I'm really lagging that far behind. Okay, good. Republic of Gamers is what it's short for. Hey, Brian, says Raul Duke. Hello. It's an ROG board, not RDG. ROG. Okay. ROG. ROG. So, back to putting the GPU cooler in. Vegas Studio says, I'm still applying for citizenships to live in the Republic of Gamers. Can't seem to get it approved. I wonder what these little risers are for anyway. I wonder if they're for liquid cooling. Hey Brian, when can you check out my message? Says Dominic. I don't know what message you're talking about. Is it a super chat message? Is it an email? Is it a text message? Not sure. Above a few minutes ago. Okay. I'm searching for a super chat message, if that's what you're talking about. Still scrolling up. Don't see anything. Well, you'll just have to just copy and paste for freedom. So I need risers. Dominic says, all right, so you remove those two bumpers, and where the bumpers were, there are 4 stubs for screws. Put the AMD risers on those stubs. Put the square bracket on the risers and tighten it down. Okay, thank you. Putting on the risers. I don't know if they go on a certain way. Looks like they do go on a certain way. And you say put the screw them on? No. You put the bracket on. But does the bracket go like this or like this? Pegs go up. Okay. Cooler itself tightens down with 2 screws that screw into the square bracket. Okay. They just push into place. They are friction fit, the risers. Okay. Complex Design says the risers. I got the screwdriver from, I think, AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts. One of those weird things that was, normally everything you see up at the counter is bull crap, aside from the chewing gum and the drinks. But this little screwdriver has done a lot for me. Now, how much torque do I want to be putting into these screws? I know that's a heavy, heavy heat sink. But this is just screwing into the motherboard and the backing plate behind it. Hand tight is okay. Torque wise, I say hand tight. Okay. Like lug nuts on a car, I keep going around and tightening them, and then they get a little tighter each time. Let's have a look at that backing plate. Oh, they do not. They go right into the motherboard. Okay. Well, maybe it was just compressing the risers a little bit. The cooler screws I'd tighten more since they are clamping down to transfer heat. Definitely hand tight, regular tech reviews. Okay. So now we get to put the cooler screws on. And these are the Springer sprongers that go down onto the set nuts. Which way do I want the fan? The fan says away from the ram. Fan pointed to the rear of the case. Oh, okay. Okay. Can't get to the other one with the fan in the way. I guess you pop off the fan. So it really doesn't matter which way you put it on. The fan's removable. You pop off the metal tabs of the fan. Got it. Now how tight do I want this on there with its little coil over springs? I'm assuming the fan points toward the... No. They have the fan pointing toward the ram. Is the fan going to be on the front of the back of the heatsink? That's an excellent question. This is my first CPU cooler that has a fan pointed sideways. Dominic says mine is on the RAM side. Okay. And that goes with the manual. Manual says put it on the RAM side. Usually for best airflow, you want it toward the back of the case for exhaust best heat removal. Okay. So we have a conundrum, a quandary, if you will, a real-life dilemma. Some people say fan toward the front of the case, yeah. Others say fan toward the rear of the case. I propose we play a game. You want it on the RAM side. The fan will be sucking air in, and you want it through the cooler and out the back. We also want yeah, and it goes that way. We want to have this thing dead nuts on. Up a few fan blades right there. Fine. The heatsink tower isn't massive, so the fan on the RAM side won't have any clearance issues with the top of the RAM modules. So now we need CPU fan that goes there on the top. And want it neatly routed up top, straight, no twists in it, no bends in it. Or does it have to go the other way? Over the top and over the bottom? I have to put one twist in it. Oh well. I remember back in the day, I just throw computers together without any regard of cable management or anything. How many zip ties do I really want to do in building this? Okay. All right, that's in. Beautiful, looks good. So here's the thing, it's extremely small PC case. I would have gone, oh, okay. So he's just, here's what I would have done. Yeah, well, someday I'll go liquid cooling, but today's not that day. So we've got spare clamps. We've got an Intel bracket that we don't need. We've got that we don't need. So we have our CPU on, we have our RAM on, we have our hard drive on. The GPU will go in probably last. I should probably, to make this more fun, get the camera closer. If I have enough cable. The case looks good, just looking at it size-wise. Next thing to do is to get the motherboard manual back out. And figure out where all my little risers need to go to get the GPU in there. There's going to be plenty of them. The heatsink is pretty large, what Dominic said. Even if it's the 77K, everything will be fine. Where is my manual? Yes, thank you for letting me know all this stuff. Motherboard installation. Place the 9 screws into the holes indicated by circles to secure the motherboard to the chassis. Okay. It says nothing about putting little risers on it. Even the motherboard has a whole bunch of risers. So we've got something new to think about. The standoff might be installed in the case already. It's possible. We're going to move these out of the way so we can slide around our parts. Standoffs, are they already there? No. So we definitely need standoffs because I see a captured nut right there. Yep, for sure. I think the center will clear the stands off. You will need to install the other ones. There should be 8 or so holes for the standoffs to screw into. Yeah. And a little adapter. How nice. And they give. It's almost like a wheel lock nut. I wonder if I'm cross-threading the very first one I'm putting in. Maybe not. So we need 3 across the top. You likely won't need all of them, just the ones that match the hole positions in the motherboard. Yeah. Oh, there are 9. Okay. There are 9 screws that come in the motherboard and only 8 risers. I see. What do you think of that? 8 risers, 9 screws. The middle riser is like a dowel. No screw for that one, I think. Actually, I retract my previous statement. Now that I can see the layout of the fan plate in that case, you will be fine with the CPU cooler. Oh, okay. You know, before I start putting the rest of these in here, let's have a little alignment here with the motherboard itself. Wow. This would have been a lot easier without the heat sink on it. Okay, so what is up with this thing in the middle here, this little bumper? I don't like it. And I'm unsure what it means. I'm also thinking I should have not put the heat sink on before I did this. Maybe take the rear fan out. Could do that. What is this guy hitting? What is it coming in contact with? Yeah. I don't know what that little peg is hitting. And I need to find out what it is, why it's there, and what I'm supposed to do about it. Usually everything you assemble with a PC is just screws. And that thing is directly in line All right, let's get the rest of these risers in and then just deal with that later. Cables running in the back need to move. We're not talking about cables yet. Watch out, you get a fan cable going through the hole. What hole? Here? Oh, right. Thank you for catching that. So here's what we're looking at. This guy, right here. I'm not sure what this is for. It looks like an alignment pin, but I'm not completely sure. Yeah, that bumper in the middle is just to locate the middle hole in the motherboard so no screw goes there. I certainly hope you're right. That's a holder alignment. Yeah, just an alignment screw, no peg needed. Hope you're right. In you go. I own a mesh FIC best case. Use the center mounting hole. Let's take this camera, mount it on a different stand. Hopefully it can get a little bit closer. Oh, phone's ringing. Hello, this is Brian.
Brian, I just called Steve for a shuttle, and he said he doesn't want to do it, so he gave me your number.
Oh,
See if you'd be interested in the shuttle.
okay. Where are you, and where do you need to go?
Well, I'm at the Red Robin in Hanford,
Okay.
and I need to go to the Florida in Reading.
Okay, you need to go to bar to bus. Do you have an address?
701 Franklin Street.
Okay, hold on. One sec, guys. I'm taking a call. So you can just look at the side of the case. Sorry, I'm talking to other people. Let me get that written down. Yeah, it's a hiker call. Yeah, 90 minutes later, and you're still mad because you're being called a boomer for using a laptop. I know. Sorry, still not talking to you. Can you give me that address again?
701 Franklin Street.
Okay. Let me have a look here. One sec, gotta put the phone down. Look at Google Maps really quick. And confirming that is Reading, Pennsylvania? Okay. All right, so we're going on Penn Street. Okay, intermodal garage. Where am I parking? Where am I driving? All right, it looks like there is no street parking. Looks like there's some little pull-offs left and right. Yeah. There's a parking garage. Okay, so we're literally right by the stadium. So worst case scenario, you just pull off like you're going into the stadium, and of course there's no games today. So, oh, and it's right near a parking garage, so you can just jump in, jump out. Okay, and what time do you need to be there?
We're ready to go now. If now is good for you.
Okay. How many in your party? How many packs? Do you have any pets or dogs?
No
Okay.
pets. That's a fine question. That's one question everywhere.
Yep. Alrighty. Sure. I need to finish what I'm doing here, or I need to put everything on hold. So one sec, gotta put the phone down. So we're gonna stop here, and you guys can hang tight, and we're gonna pick this up probably in a few hours or so. So I hope to see you back here. And thank you to everybody who's watching this. Okay, so I will be there in approximately 20 minutes. Is that okay? Oh, right. Here to rent $30. Okay. Cash is king, but I take Venmo. Okay. All right. You were at, just to double check, you're at the Red Robin?
We're at the Red Robin by the
Yep. Okay, I'll be in a white Kia Niro. White Kia Niro.
white Kia something.
A white Kia hatchback. There you go. White Kia hatchback. Yeah. Okay. All right. See you in about 20. Yep. Bye. All right. Fun shuttle times. Okay. Thank you for watching. We will pick this up when I get back later. And we're going to stop the stream here. See you soon, guys. I'm going to go.